On today's show, we learn about melanoma prevention, look forward to the Pickle and Fermentation Festival, bark in the park, outdoor free concerts, and lots more to do in our area, and talk to Duxbury Recreation Department Director Steve Studley. We're glad you're here. Let's get started. While advances in skincare are all the rage, rates of skin cancer are on the rise. The good news is that this is most likely from a combination of people living longer and better detection. Basal and squamous cell skin cancers are increasingly common, but so are successful treatments. We went on the local scene to learn more from Dr. Nasa of Contemporary Dermatology in Plymouth.
I'm Robert Nosa. I'm a board-certified dermatologist. I'm the founder of Contemporary Dermatology, and we have offices in Marston's Mills on Cape Cod and in the Pine Hill section of Plymouth. So melanoma is a malignancy of the skin that's caused through the transformation of pigment-producing cells that are normally producing pigment and quietly sitting in the skin through UV damage evolving into a progressive skin cancer that can be life-threatening if left untreated. Underlying causes for melanoma include chronic UV light exposure, so ultraviolet light exposure through sun exposure or through tanning beds will place you at higher risk for developing melanoma. Additionally, fair skin, light eyes, light hair are patients who are genetically at higher risk for developing melanoma compared to darker populations. Additionally, family history for melanoma will place you at a higher risk for developing melanoma, as well as a personal history of melanoma. Having had a melanoma places you at a higher risk for developing future melanomas. Finally, I would consider age as a risk factor, as the older that you get, the higher the risk for developing skin cancers as well, including melanoma. The skin cancer rates in Massachusetts are highest in the nation. I would say it's threefold. I would say one, it's the population that we have that are generally lighter skinned, Northern European descent, with higher risk factors for developing melanoma. And this population may be spending more time outdoors, more UV radiation. You know, we have a coastal lifestyle, so many of our patients have been sunburning repeatedly over many years. And then finally, I would say it's the age. Older patients tend to develop more skin cancers, and our location around here does tend to have a slightly older population. So patients could recognize a melanoma in their skin by looking for moles that are irregular in shape, color, diameter, and moles that are changing. We use an acronym called the ABCDEs of melanoma, where A stands for asymmetry. So a mole that is not oval or round, that you can't fold in half into itself, would be an asymmetric mole. Irregularly bordered moles, where you can see pigment kind of fading from out the mole to the surrounding skin, would be an abnormal sign. Moles with multiple colors, moles that are light and dark with variegations of pigment, including areas of depigmentation, would be moles that could be suspicious for melanoma. Moles that are large, or D diameter, greater than the size of an eraser head, would be a mole that would be suspicious for a melanoma in combination with the other signs. And then E, evolution, a mole that is actually changing in shape, size, color, or becoming symptomatic, bleeding, or becoming painful, would be something to consider. Tips that I would recommend to aid in the prevention of melanoma would be, one, most importantly, protect yourself from excessive sun exposure. So if you're going to be outdoors for excessive periods of time, find shade to protect yourself. Use UV protective clothing that protect both your arms and your legs. Using a broad-brimmed hat that can protect your face. Using a high SPF sunscreen on a regular basis. And if you're going to be outdoors for excessive periods of time, so reapplying 2-hour intervals, especially if you're sweating or swimming. In addition to that, getting to know your skin, doing self-exams, looking for any moles that might seem atypical to you, and then seeking the help of a professional dermatologist for routine skin evaluations, especially if you're a high-risk individual. when going in to visit a dermatologist for a full skin cancer screening. Know your own skin before the visit, maybe by doing a self-exam with a handheld mirror and a full-length mirror, and identifying moles that you personally might feel are atypical and irregular, and selectively point those out to your provider. In addition to that, you should ask questions about preventative things that you can do to reduce the risk for developing melanoma. And if there is a suspicious lesion that is biopsied, talk about potential diagnosis and therapeutic options depending on the diagnosis. The emotional impact that I've seen in patients that have been diagnosed initially starts with often shock and disbelief that a mole that could be so small and innocuous could have such a heavy diagnostic perspective. Based on the thickness of the lesion, prognostically, there's always a risk of evolving disease, so that can lead to anxiety, depression. Then there's the body concerns about scarring that can occur from the excisions that are required, the surgeries that are required to correct and to remove a melanoma. And then understanding the uncertainty of the future. If a deep lesion is removed and the prognostic possibilities associated with that. It's important to have a month dedicated to melanoma awareness because it gives us the opportunity to educate our population on preventative things that we can do to avoid developing skin cancers, and to educate ourselves in how to identify early lesions, to diagnose and treat skin cancers in their earliest form when they're the most treatable.
They say every dog has their day, and this year, Dog Day is on Saturday, June 8th. The Plymouth Area Chamber of Commerce's annual Bark in the Park Festival at Nelson Park in Plymouth will feature over 40 pet-friendly vendors, including dog licensing and a pop-up rabies vaccine clinic. Pups and their people will have a ball with a full day of activities, including a doggy costume contest, a blessing of the animals, live music, a beer garden for humans, and vendors for delicious canine and people food. If you're ready for a new forever friend, come check out the many adoptable dogs available. Bark in the Park runs from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. and is free and open to all. Anime fans aged 11 to 15 are invited to the Pembroke Public Library's Anime Club on June 13th for a showing of Demon Slayer, episodes 25 and 26. Come watch this popular Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Koroharu Gotoge. Socialize, eat snacks, and work on themed crafts with others who love this form of animation. Anime Club runs from 4 to 5:30 p.m. and is a drop-in event in the library's meeting room. Demon Slayer is rated TV 14. Next up is Julie Thompson with a closer look at the municipality of Duxbury.
Hi, today we're going to be taking a closer look at the municipality of Duxbury, and specifically the Duxbury Recreation Department, and we have the director, Steve Studley. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. Recreation this time of year is coming alive. People are all excited to get out for the spring and summer, but recreation is really a year-round department.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So before we talk about all the things that the rec department does, let's talk about you, because you have been with the town for an awful long time.
Yeah, I actually started with the town of Duxbury back in 1995 as a JV baseball coach and a substitute teacher. I then taught at the high school and coached till 99 when I became the assistant recreation director back in 1999. Mm-hmm. I held that position up until the past couple years when the former recreation director, longtime recreation director, Gordon Cushing, retired. I was lucky enough to be named the new recreation director, and here I am almost 30 years later.
Yeah, so obviously you love this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it about recreation that you love so much?
I don't know. I think just growing up, I've always been a sports guy, baseball, whatever, golf, whatever the sport is. I played high school, college baseball, and coached college baseball actually for 25 years. So athletics, recreation, sports have always just been in my blood.
Right. But actually, it's more than just sports. Recreation is a lot more than just sports now.
Absolutely.
Like, talk about the brand new programs that are coming on for the rec department. Like, it's a stop motion and animation program.
Yeah, we've really reached out. Loretta Doyle, the new assistant recreation director, and her main charge is programs and running the Recreation Revolving Fund. She's done a tremendous job adding a lot of outside the box type programs. She started last summer with some STEM programs, and now it's, as you said, rolled into animation and those programs. They take about 20 people per session, and they fill up as quick as we put them out. But yeah, so Loretta's done a great job in really pumping up stuff outside of traditional sports.
Right. And recreation is for anybody, any age in the town.
We have kids taking swimming lessons as young as 6 months to people golfing at North Hill Country Club or playing pickleball at more of a senior age.
Yeah, into their 80s and 90s.
Anyway, yeah.
So Duxbury is really lucky that you not only have a beautiful town, you have your own beaches, you also have a swimming pool, and you also own a golf course.
Correct.
Very unusual for a town. Talk about those three different components. Why don't you start with the swimming pool?
Okay, Percy Walker Swimming Pool was a donation to the town back in 1976. So it's a town-owned pool. It's a 200,000-gallon pool, 75 feet by 25 feet. It's got 6 lanes. It's a huge asset to the town. It's if you know the area, the campus area down there, it's one of the staples of that footprint. Swim teams, Duxbury's very lucky to have their own swim teams, get to walk across the field to the pool. I think one of the bigger things the pool offers is living in a coastal community. It's important for everybody to know how to swim. So we have great swim lessons at the pool. When you're in 4th grade at the elementary school at Alden, just across the field also, they do a section of phys ed class is swimming. So the kids walk over to the pool and get to swim and learn how to swim for gym class, which again, to grow up in a coastal community, it's great that every kid, every 4th grader that's gone through Duxbury has jumped in that pool.
Yeah, and of course that's a year-round.
Yes, the pool's open year-round, yes.
Now the golf club, North Hill
Country Club.
Country Club, you own, the town owns that.
The town of Duxbury owns that. We have a management company that won the bid, and they manage the company. We collect from them, and we oversee the contract. So I meet very often, especially this time of year. We meet year-round, but this time of year, we'll meet every couple of weeks with the management just to check in, get the numbers, see how things are going.
So is this an income producer for the town?
Yes, it is.
Okay, but the town also can use it for its own students, its own.
No, once they lease the course from us, so it's theirs to run at their discretion. However, and then they pay the town a monthly stipend.
Okay.
With that said, though, that management company's tremendous, and Duxbury High School golf teams can go up there if they are in a bind, need a practice.
Okay.
They're great up there at doing that, and they run programs for the youths. So it's really a great working relationship. We actually just signed a 3-year with a 3-year extension, so basically a 6-year contract that just happened at this past town meeting.
Okay, great. And you also obviously have beaches. The Duxbury beaches are gorgeous.
Yes.
So talk about there's 2 different ways to get onto the beaches?
Well, yeah, you can enter the Duxbury Beach area from Duxbury across the Powder Point Bridge or from the Marshfield side of it. If you enter from the Marshfield side, the Blakeman's restaurant, the Pay to Park for the public is there. If you enter over the Powder Point Bridge, that big lot is a resident lot, stickers required. And obviously there's over sand driving in the summer when permitted.
Yeah.
And no, it's a very, very popular place.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is the number of participants would you estimate over the course of the year that takes advantage of any or all of your programs?
You know what, we run a nice system. We use a system called ActiveNet that could probably get me that exact number. So I'd really be guessing, but boy, if you go from the pool to all our rec programs, to the golfers, to the pickleball players, to the people that attend the beach, thousands and thousands and thousands,
And is it open just to Duxbury residents, or can anyone
What
participate?
is that?
The recreation programs.
No, anyone can participate. What we typically do with our programs, because they are so popular, is we'll give residents 2 weeks, and then if the program isn't full, outside, non-residents can apply and
Which is
join
only
those.
fair.
Yeah, absolutely, sure.
Yeah. And what are your goals and objectives for the rec department, let's say for the next 2 to 3 years?
Really just to continue to grow and provide great experiences for the kids in the town. It's, again, like I said, whether it be swimming or our rec programs, it's been great to see the kids enter our programs when they're 4, 5, 6 years old, and then they go on, and as you said, I've been here quite a while, to end up maybe working for us at some point, and now I've come full circle to where some of those people that went to our camps, their kids are now coming to the camp. So it's a great cycle to follow.
Yeah, and it's very much building community. Do you also employ people from the town of Duxbury, like even kids?
Oh,
okay, so talk
absolutely,
about that.
yeah.
How students can have some work associated with this.
Yes, and again, we're not exclusive to hiring just Duxbury kids, but it's nice. For instance, in the winter, we have rec basketball where we must have 600 kids participate in that. We have the high school kids off. They don't just have to be on the high school basketball team, but a lot of the high school basketball players referee the basketball games on Saturday mornings.
Excellent.
And it's great. We have a great girls program as well. So the girls from the girls team will referee those games on Saturdays. A lot of our lifeguards are kids that are on the Duxbury High School swim team.
Yeah.
So we really try to, stay within the town, but there's plenty of our employees that are from out of town as well.
To see this interview in its entirety, please visit the Local Scenes Government Services YouTube page.
On Tuesday, June 11th, starting at 6 p.m., the music of Chris Ballerini and Dan Felix, members of jazz, funky, rock and roll jam band Six Fox Whiskey, will be reverberating into the twilight sky at Music in the Park at Grays Beach. Organized by the Kingston Parks and Recreation Department, the concert is free, open to the community, and family-friendly. Bring your own beach blankets and chairs and come treat yourself to some ocean breezes, music, and delicious food from local food trucks, Just the Dip, Kono Pizza, and Nino's Ice Cream. No stickers needed to park, but spaces are limited, so carpooling or early arrival is recommended. Here's a word from BID Plymouth.
Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke. More than a third are younger than 65. Hi, I'm Hannah Simpson, Nurse Quality Improvement Coordinator at Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital, Plymouth. Seconds count if you or a loved one is having a stroke. Use the letters in FAST to spot one. F is for face drooping. Does one side of the face droop or is it numb? Ask the person to smile. Is the person's smile uneven? A is for arm weakness. Is one arm weak or numb? Ask the person to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward? S is for speech difficulty. Is speech slurred? T is for time to call 911. Stroke is an emergency. Every second counts. Call 911 immediately. Make a note of the time when the symptoms first appeared. Visit bidplymouth.org for more information. Our stroke care has been nationally recognized by the American Heart Association, who honored us with the Gold Plus Honor Roll Award. It recognizes our commitment to get patients fast, effective treatment. Our goal is to help reverse the effects of stroke by reducing the time between a patient's arrival at the emergency department and treatment. Remember, seconds count.
The waterfront is alive with the sound of music. The L. Knife & Sons Thursday night concert series is back for another season at the Pilgrim Memorial Park Amphitheater. On June 6th and every other Thursday evening through mid-August, revel in the live sounds of orchestral, ensemble, and big band music as night descends on the waterfront. Concerts begin at 7 p.m. and are free and open to everybody. The park is at 79 Water Street in Plymouth. If you relish pickles and think fermentation is fabulous, don't miss the first ever Plymouth Pickle and Fermentation Festival on Saturday, June 15th from 12 to 5 p.m. at Indie Firm Brewing. Hosted by Independent Fermentations, in collaboration with Pretentious Pickle and Edible Southeastern Massachusetts, this all-day affair offers a multitude of activities to pickle from. Workshops and live demonstrations on everything from how to make your own sauerkraut and kimchi to a demystifying sourdough. Experience the science and sensory lab, take a brewery tour, taste kimchi on pizza, sauerkraut on pulled pork sandwiches, and many other pickled and fermented foods and beverages. All accompanied by the delightful live music by Shady Roosters, Robert Paluzzi, and DJ Ryan spinning retro 78s. While the festival is free and open to the public, there is a registration fee for workshops. Indie Firm Brewing is at 127 Camelot Drive in Plymouth. For more information, visit independentfermentations.com. Head into the foam zone at the side lawn of the Duxbury Free Library on June 15th from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Children of all ages are invited to frolic in foam at a fantastic party of tiny bubbles stacked high and some good, clean fun. Learn about the library's full summer program with reading challenges for kids, teens, and adults, and cool prizes to entice you towards the finish line. No registration is required, but children grades 3 and under must be accompanied by an adult. The summer slide is not a trendy dance or playground equipment, but the tendency for students to lose some of the academic gains they made during the school year. It's the one ride you want your kids to avoid. The Kingston Parks and Recreation Department is here to help your kids sidestep the slide and keep summer enjoyable with a 4-day kickoff summer fun camp, June 17th to June 21st, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Kingston Elementary School. Rotating through reading, math, STEM activities, and sports, there will be a variety of games and hands-on activities designed to support kids grades K through 3 in reading and math skills. The activities will also reinforce critical thinking skills, focus, self-control, and incorporate body movement that strengthens balance, coordination, strength, and endurance. Register through the Kingston Parks and Recreation website. Here's a word from the Pembroke Public Library.
Hi there, my name is Peter Santori, and I'm the Reference and Adult Services Librarian at the Pembroke Public Library. I'm here today to invite you to join in this year's Summer Reading Challenge, which starts on June 17th and runs until August 23rd. The theme for this year is Read, Renew, Repeat, a fantastic opportunity for all ages to engage in conservation of the planet and restoration of the mind. We're offering unique events that help patrons get into that mindset, including a bug petting zoo for children and a presentation on reintroducing native plants to your lawn for adults, all alongside our many other year-round services, such as the new and popular Seed Library. Everyone who signs up for the Summer Reading Challenge is also eligible for fun prizes as they reach their reading goals. We have prizes for younger and older patrons, so everyone has a chance to win something they're happy with. Stop by the library in person or visit our website to discover more about what's happening this summer. We're always happy to have you around.
On Saturday, June 15th at 1 p.m., the Pineapple Project will be doling out the giggles at the Duxbury Free Library. Created by local playwrights who have years of experience working with LGBTQ+ youth who struggle with gender identity, the Pineapple Project is an energetic and colorful theater piece created for all children between the ages of 3 and 8 with their caregiver. Lighthearted and humorous, the performance addresses gender norms and inequality, encouraging inclusivity, empathy, and mutual respect in an age-appropriate manner. The performance is about an hour long and will take place in the library's Merry Room. Registration for this event opens on June 1st. Calling all teens and tweens tired of traditional tasting treats. Are you ready to shock your taste buds with a few surprise sweets that walk on the weird side? Join the Kingston Public Library's Crazy Candy Taste Test on Thursday, June 6th in the Teen Room at 3 p.m. Kids ages 10 and up will be able to sample 2 different crazy candies that will remain a surprise until they're revealed at the event. If you have any questions about the candy being served, please reach out to Kat Dwyer at cdwyer@kingstonma.gov. The event is free, but space is limited. Register for the Crazy Candy Taste Test through the library's website. And that, my friends, wraps this episode of What's Good and Good to Know in our area. We are grateful for your attention. We'll see you on the local scene. For more of what's good and good to know on the South Shore of Massachusetts, hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.